This is Gene and Miles from the Inclines, and we're kicking it in Central Park. And we'd like you to stay tuned on New York New Rock and Stevie.
This is Steve for New York New Rock. We're here in Central Park today with a special interview with Chaos Columbia recording artist The Incline. These guys have just released their first LP and doing a little mini tour, taking a stop here in New York to talk to us and to play the Wetlands last night. Fellas, I'm going to introduce you now. This is Gene, this is Miles, and this is Steve all the way on the end. Fellas, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about what you thought about the show last night. And first I'll add that I thought, generally when I go to a show, I'll go for a few songs to get a feel for the group, and I planned to do that last night, but I just couldn't leave. I couldn't leave the show because there was so many interesting things going on. These guys do stuff, and I'm not even going to ask or tell you what instruments they play because they'll have to explain it to you themselves. Getting back, what did you think of the show last night?
It was kind of hard. Shorter sets are kind of harder, you know. It's like you gotta get yourself riled up, and then you just play for a little while. And we like to kind of jam out and do our thing and like get loose and get comfortable with where we're playing and what we're playing. And usually after about half an hour to an hour, we're like really warmed up. And if like people are dancing and people are down for it, then you know we'll just keep on going. But like half-hour sets are generally a little shaky, but it was cool. Things went smoothly.
I'd like to ask something. You had just mentioned that you do like to jam a lot, and there was so much jamming going on, uncharacteristic of, I guess, what you would call alternative music. I don't know how you would label yourself. How would you label yourself?
It's amalgamation music. It mixes many styles, you know, everything from hip hop to jazz to folk to like I was saying, folk songwriting and mixing like rock, kind of psychedelic rock in there with jazz concepts and jazz forms like the improvisations, you know what I mean, like that,
Okay.
I think I certainly saw some classical elements in there also.
So a little bit. There's a little bit of the elements maybe in a few of the songs, especially the songs with cello and they're involved.
Right.
And it's tried to be something that's not just one style, but with a common lineage between connected through the songs and and through our live show.
Okay, I certainly saw that, and what you also did that was quite interesting is they did show their first video in between sets. They took a break, a little intermission to show the new video, and I'd have to say it was pretty much all instrumental. It'll be their first release, I believe. A Day at the Races is the single?
Yeah, Day at the Races. It's not the single, it's just our first video we happened to put together. And it was a lot of fun to make. It was like kind of like an environment like this, but still even a little more wild and rustic and out in the middle of nowhere.
Absolutely. I know it took place in LA, and these guys are from LA. Was that a place that you tended to frequent?
Yeah, up in Topanga. Well, that's where Miles is from. But Topanga is a very kind of a lush hill community, kind of hilly, canyon kind of laid-back community, and it's very separate from LA. There's lots of trees. It's very similar to like this. I mean, it's not in the middle of a big metropolis,
Sure.
That song's been with us for a while too. Day at the Races is a song we've been playing since high school, and we feel good about that song. It's good, clean fun.
I think you should. It came off very well, and it was a really nice video. It was very, very interesting. It's something that you folks are going to love to watch as soon as this interview is done. But getting back to the band, I just want to, how about Steve? I'd like to maybe go through a list of some of the instruments that are played in your set and throughout your music, because it is kind of interesting and something that a combination that you will not see quite too often.
So you want me to like introduce what these guys are doing up there?
Exactly.
Well, Miles here, very talented on the guitar, as everybody knows, but then pick up a cello and snap the thing in half. And then, and I don't mean physically, but yeah. And then Gene over there plays a little known thing called the Chapman stick, which is probably most popular by Tony Levin from King Crimson. He uses one, and Chino has a very special stick. His has 12 strings. His goes to 12, not just 10. So
it goes to 11 now. I broke a string.
he said it goes to 11 now because he broke a string. But I'm going to hand this back over this way.
Okay, I would have done it myself, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what you guys were playing. Obviously, I recognize the cello.
He also plays the bass guitar. He plays the 5-string and the fretless bass as well. And
Is that what you do over there, dude?
Yeah.
Is that what that
We tried to do the acoustic guitar last night. Something went wrong though, and so I had to.
Yeah, I saw the pickup fall off. And let me tell you though, when Miles had first come out with the acoustic, you guys had such a full sound with drums, acoustic, and electric bass. It really came across as more than what you had up there. And I don't know if there's any technique to it, but it was working.
Oh, thanks, man. It's like, you know, to work. Each musician works on their own sound, trying to develop something that they feel comfortable with, that helps convey the music that they want to put forth. And, you know what I mean? And the most, whatever, the way they feel most confident. You know, and this is a medium. Well, when I play acoustic guitar, you know, I amplify it and I boost it, and I'm able to kind of get kind of a combination of, you know, the real acoustic flowing kind of sound and electric crisp, you know, sound. And, you know, I can play with distortion, I can solo if I want to, I can do a lot of different, you know, I can go from something real dynamic, kind of chordal thing to something that's kind of rock and, you know,
Right.
tweak.
No, but like I say, you guys have certainly perfected your individual instruments, and the music really shows your accomplishment.
We're in our 9th year.
Probably let them know because
9 years together?
This is where coming this June will be in our 9th year, and actually I think Bright New Day is actually coming up on our original recordings of Bright New Day are coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, what happened with this this was an independent release we made in late '91. On our own.
Yeah, why don't you give us a brief synopsis on the process of your record deal, how it came to be, and where you are right now?
Well, like I was saying, late '91 we made a record that I was able to finance through a publishing deal, and basically made the recordings of the nine of the songs that are on this record. We originally did, and then pressed up. Copies, our own copies with our own name, 3 Minds Entertainment, and we were able to. We got them some stores, and we got some, offers from some record companies about signing, and then Columbia came in, really at the perfect time, and really, seemed really excited about helping us, put this thing out big, and and hooking up with Columbia and going Columbia's direction with Chaos, actually. Sorry, it was Chaos Records. They stepped to us, and they said, hey, okay, well, we take these songs and add like 4 more songs, and we'll put it, give it, we'll do some new artwork, new cover, and put it out, and we'll get it, we'll build a relationship, and it was like boom, it happened. It was cool, and
that's that relationship seems to be growing in a very healthy manner right now. These guys are currently on an 8-week tour, a little mini tour. Anybody want to tell us where you've been and where you're going?
Yeah, we started out, well, we had a gig out in Claremont, California. We had a festival out there, and then we drove all through the night out to San Antonio and had a gig with the Archangels out there. We played gigs out in Baton Rouge, Orlando, Tampa, Greenville, Winston-Salem, Wilmington, all throughout North Carolina. We've been to Northampton, where we set a record for the longest we've played Bright New Day in 35 minutes for like something like 10 heads out there just like hanging out, which was very cool. And we've been through DC, and let's see, where else have we played? I guess we've got some gigs coming up in Boston. We're going to go up to up into Canada. A couple days. We've got a couple of gigs up there, and then we'll head up through the Midwest, through Kansas City, through Chicago, and hit all our major cities, and come back. And some, some not so major cities, like Northampton was one of my favorite cities, which was a very laid back community. I guess Dinosaur Jr.'s coming out of there, and It's cool.
How do you like the road so far?
Well, I've gotten a cold and an ear infection, but apart from that, and giving everybody my cold on the tour, we've been getting along. We're finding out a lot about ourselves. You know, we've known these cats for a good long time, but you learn more about them. you learn a lot about yourself being in a car with somebody, you know, like at least 5 and 6 hours out of the day.
Right. So I had seen out at the show 2 big tour buses.
Yeah.
I see 3 guys, and I don't know what the crew is made up, but maybe one other person.
You got them mixed up. We're the ones in the vans, in the passenger vans. The tour buses, those were people who came out to see us. I guess he did a charter thing, which is really cool.
Well, it was nice. It was a nice turnout. People were certainly into it, and I think we should just about wrap it up right now.
I wanted to mention one thing, just because I think the video you guys have is Day at the Races. Cool. Just to let people know that this is an instrumental, whereas and there's other songs on the record where there's vocals, where there's singing going on. You know.
I wanted to mention the fact.
I forgot to mention that.
As far as the music goes for The Inclined, much of it is instrumental, and I got the feeling that lyrics came along kind of like guitar riffs in an ordinary song. They would actually play, and then some lyrics would just pop in to, you know, lighten it up a little bit or send some kind of message across. But it was done very tastefully and very well, and you'll see that in the upcoming video. And I want to thank you guys for stopping in and taking the time out.
Thanks for having us.
Sure, man.
And please come back, join us again, and good luck with the album.
Cool. Thanks, Steve, man.
That's it.
All right.
That's a wrap.